What's up, YouTube? How's it going? This is my first video. My name is Jesse, and what I'm talking about today is something called carb backloading, okay? And I'm gonna try to make this video short because if you watch other people's videos online, they're pretty long, and I myself got bored watching them. So I'm gonna try to give you a good breakdown as fast as I can, okay? So mainly I got motivated to make this video because I watched a bunch of videos about 20-30 minutes ago and everybody was saying it incorrectly and it kind of annoyed me. So I got motivated and I think it's time for this information to be put out on YouTube correctly, because I'm telling you guys, do not listen to a lot of these people out there, because I'm guessing a lot of them have not read the book, okay, from what it sounds like. Or they're putting their own twist on carb backloading, which is not what you're going to want to do. You want to follow it from someone who's an expert, okay? These people that are making their own versions are not experts, okay? So the guy who wrote the book is called John Kiefer, okay? You can go buy it online. It is pretty expensive. It's like $70, but I bought it. It was a good investment for me. I always refer to it when I have any questions. So that's why I thought it was worth buying. So pretty much what it is it's exactly how it sounds, carb backloading. You're backloading your carbs later in the day. So at nighttime, is when you're going to have your carbs. You do not have carbs at all throughout the day, and then you backload them at night, okay? So a lot of people on the internet are going, oh, I do intermittent fasting with carb backloading. Once again, that's their own little twist, but carb backloading kind of is a more advanced version of intermittent fasting. I've done intermittent fasting. I've had great gains, great fat loss when I do intermittent fasting, okay? So what it is you when you wake up, you automatically push breakfast 2 to 3 hours in the day, okay? You do not wake up and have food. If you do wake up, the only thing you should be having is black coffee, okay? Maybe a fat burner you have, something with no macronutrients or things that do not cause an insulin response, okay? So like black coffee is just caffeine, 0 calories, okay? Something you would probably have on something like intermittent fasting, okay? Push your breakfast 2 to 3 hours later from when you wake up. So for example, I wake up at 6 a.m. and then my first meal is at around 9 to 10, okay? So like you can see what I'm saying, it kind of is like intermittent fasting, all right? And then you want to have high fats, moderate protein in the day. So you want to have about, I have 3 whole eggs, coconut oil, and a cup and a half of broccoli, okay? Because none of that causes an insulin response. I'm getting my fats, I'm getting protein in, but I'm not having carbs, okay? No carbs is allowed. And of course there's carbs in broccoli, but it is not going to cause an insulin response, like a starchy carb or even like brown rice or any kind of complex carb. You want to stick to your leafy greens or something like avocado, which is more of a fat that has carbs, okay, but it does not have the same response as normal carbs, okay, guys? So that's at 10. My second meal, I'm giving you guys comparisons on how I do it because I do it by the book, okay? First meal at 10, usually. Second meal around 1:30, okay, in the evening. And then what I'll do is I'll have 5 ounces of ground beef, okay, 1 avocado, which is around 14-15 grams of really healthy fats, guys. It's really good for your hormones and testosterone. That's why you want to have fat, okay? I just watched a video of someone else who does this, and he said he only has 10 grams of fat a day. That is absurd. I don't care if you're getting ready for a competition or not. You should only be modifying your carbs. You don't really want to mess with your fats until the very last second, okay? So you want to make sure you get your fats in, and then that my last meal for my high fat and moderate protein is at 1:30, okay? This style of dieting, it's best to train in the afternoon. And even the book says it, train between 3 and 5 o'clock. If you train in that time, there's a lot of proven benefits, okay? All the way down to like just take your circadian rhythms, your hormones, all of these things come together beautifully to make a very good environment for fat loss, okay? So if you train between that time, it's very good. I train at 3, work out for usually exactly an hour, okay? I don't try to go over an hour because training more is not always good, and that's something a lot of people need to learn. But I train from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., okay? And then at 4 p.m., I'm leaving the gym, okay? And I pretty much set a timer, okay? 1 hour exactly, I have a post-workout shake, and that's when it all begins. Okay, that's when the backloading begins. Okay, so my post-workout shake looks something like whey isolate. It can be many different kinds of protein. The protein you do not need to be too picky on. Okay, I use Pro Gym by Jen Stapani. I think he makes a great protein blend. So I have that. 5 grams creatine. I have aminos with that. Okay, and that's pretty much the beginning. What I like to call the anabolic period. Okay. John Kiefer doesn't call it that, but a lot of people probably would, expert-wise. That's when I start to have everything that raises insulin, okay? So 5 o'clock is a shake. And he even says in the book, you should wait about 30 minutes to an hour after that shake to have your first meal. So what you're going to do is about 6 o'clock, okay, around nighttime, you go ahead and you have your carbs. Your carbs need to be something that is not complex carbs, not fibrous carbs. The kind of carbs you want are starchy carbs. So you want to have, my personal favorites, okay, are white rice, okay, corn, white potatoes. As you can see, they're usually has white in front of it, like white bread, okay, things like that. It's a very good carb. It means it's starchy. So that's a good indicator that you could have it, okay? And the reason being, you want higher insulin responses so it crashes faster, and that way you're back when bedtime comes. Like complex carbs will keep your, like they say not to have brown rice at night. It's like bodybuilders will have vegetables at night. You don't want to have a very steady insulin response because it produces less growth hormone while you're sleeping. You want your body to get into sleep mode, produce growth hormone, and you want to keep your circadian rhythms where how it's supposed to be, okay? So you have high insulin responses. High insulin responses crash really fast. Especially with every meal at night, you should be having aminos. So I usually have about 5 grams of leucine with my 6 o'clock meal, and then 5 grams of leucine with around my 7:30 o'clock meal, and then I go to bed 2 hours after my last meal, which is around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Okay, and it's as simple as that. If you missed out on any protein throughout the day, if you're low on your macros for the day, make up the protein intake at night, okay? Because throughout the day, your main concern is protein and fats, but you don't want to have too much protein because too much protein can have responses like carbs. It turns into glucose, okay? And that is not a good thing, okay? Because it ruins the point. Also, if you do carb backloading, no complex carbs at night because it does not work as well, okay? So you don't want to go have a sweet potato, for example. You don't want to go ahead and have some brown rice or whole wheat bread. Stick to the starchy stuff, guys. Don't be scared of it because think about it. You worked all day to that moment, so make it worth it, okay? If you guys like this channel, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Like I said, it's my first video. I'm a little nervous about it. I'm hoping I get a lot of views and people enjoy this and want me to make more videos. If you do, then I'll start to edit these and take it more serious. I just wanted to see the kind of response I get from you guys, okay? So let me know what you think. Subscribe if you actually really love me. I would be thrilled if you guys did, okay? You guys have a good one.